chào các anh chị, Diệp Trúc đang đứng ở đây ngay tại Napa Valley, California. Và có mặt ở đây cùng với Diệp Trúc chính là đại diện của chủ đầu tư tập đoàn Mahaman Group. Và xin giới thiệu đây là anh tham gia đến từ trung tâm vùng Golden Gate Global. Đây là Jonathan Breene, một trong 3 founder của Mahaman Group. Anh Chris, the CEO, và Brandy. Yes, so Jonathan, could you please share a little bit about our beautiful projects to our Vietnamese investors?
Okay. We've got 22,000 acres here in Napa Valley in California. We've spent the last 7 years getting the real estate approvals, which is very difficult in California. Now we have all the approvals. What we've done is we've definitely increased the value of the overall property. And where we're sitting here with this beautiful lake behind us will become the first phase, which is the beautiful village that we're going to do.
Yeah, such beautiful places. About EB5, we would have first phase with ready for 212 investors in all over the world to have opportunity to invest it here. So people can get green card within 1 to 2 years with the rural projects and get the money back from after 2 to 4 years to get the money back. And there are many good guarantees to have the clients to get the green card and the money back. So, could you please, Chris, share a little bit more about what you really like and you believe this is really successful project?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we as a company have been developing for over 30 years. Some very iconic properties throughout the world, from Mahaman Resorts to Satai Group and Satai Resorts. And so for Jonathan and I, we've worked together for the best part of 20 years. We look at many, many projects throughout the world. Even though this is our backyard, so we're a little biased, to get an opportunity like this does not come around often. There's only been 4 owners of this property in the last 140 years. So to get an opportunity to get something of this scale in California, which is arguably one of the strongest real estate markets in the world, we'll never see again. So for us to be able to have this opportunity, we know that we'll never be able to replicate it. Now, our goal in owning this land is to make sure we preserve the land. People want to come here for this. And the reason our project is relatively low density, but very high end from a luxury perspective, not only is because that's what we've known to be doing for the last 30 years, it's because that's what this property needs. And so for us to be able to develop in Napa Valley on a ranch this big will never be replicated again, which is why we believe the success of this project is inevitable.
Yes, that's great. And Mr. Randy, could you please share a little bit about your passion to help with the beautiful team and professional team to have this successful?
And I will tell you this before he starts. Randy's been here for over 40 years.
Oh,
So he knows this property better than anybody else.
yeah.
So that's it. I came here in 1981 and have been in charge of all the construction that's taken place so far. I planted all these grapes, and it's just been wonderful to work with this, the team that we got now.
And the other
Beautiful.
part to it is just to have his knowledge of the property. We know what we'd like to build.
Yeah.
He tells us why we cannot build because he knows the property so well.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is really important on a big property like this, to have someone who knows ins and outs of the whole 22,000 acres.
Wow.
It's very hard, and having 40 years of history and knowing every different part of this whole thing, where an architect wanted to put a hotel here, he's like, no, you can't, because that floods in the winter, we move it here. So he knows
really important.
it's very important. So having someone like Randy who is really the gatekeeper of this property is very important.
Yes, that's great. Our EB5 investor from Vietnam would lovely to see this beautiful landscape and to meet the team. I believe this is really kind of a good experience that they will be really confident to invest. And after they invest, they would love to come back to see and maybe to buy the lots here to be one of the owners of these beautiful places.
We'd love to host them.
Yes, yes. And if there's anything you would like to share and to talk with EB5 investor or potential investor, what will you kind of want to say?
I think California is one of those unique places around the world. So from an investment point of view, I think you've got very secure investment in such a very unique property, only 2 hours from San Francisco. And then I think also as tied that together as a pure investment, it makes a lot of sense. But when you add a green card to it, I feel that your money is secure and it will be returned quickly. because when you invest in top blue chip properties, they only keep going up in value over time.
Yes.
Yes.
And Mr. Chris, could you please share a little bit about the potential to sell the lots here, about the market
Sure.
and the competitors?
Yeah, so the market here is obviously very tightly constrained. There's very few approvals that happen in this market on a year basis, yet alone even a decade basis. So the approval we have here controls about 80% of any residential approval within a couple of mile, well, probably 10, 20 mile radius. So when buyers are coming out to Napa right now, they don't have an opportunity to buy into a new project with new design, with all the amenities that we have today. You can buy down in Napa today in a small project that does not have an amenity, but that really doesn't cater to your total family. Our goal here is to create a multi-generational project, so your kids, through your grandparents, can be part of this project. And so I think where we see the unique opportunity and why the sales velocity will go so well is we are the only one, right? You can go to Montana, you can go to Idaho, that is a 3-4 hour flight. What we're talking about is a 2-hour drive. And so for us, we're going to create our own market here, and the supply that is in the marketplace, which is very limited, is not going to compete with us. So for us, we just have to make sure we spread the word, and we want to see global investors all the way through to California investors come here and buy these lots.
Very, very beautiful and really strong point.
Yeah.
And EB5, as an EB5 investor, some people ask if they come here, if they get green card and they see the beautiful landscape like this, if they would like to buy a lot, could you kind of have some promotion to have them buy or discount for them?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
We have always planned on having what we call a founder's launch, which is friends and family. And any EB5 investor is going to be a friend of ours. So what we'll be doing is offering a discounted program to those early investors. So that enables you to get in at a discount, and hopefully that also materializes to a large uplift in value, not only for your investment, but also now for your investment in the property. So we'll be doing that outreach sometime this coming summer, and hopefully we can have many people join that.
Yes.
And then they can come and live this beautiful lifestyle, which is very unique in the world. So again, to be able to live here with your family, both your children and your grandparents, and it's multi-generational, is very important for us, where you've got golf, you've got horse riding, you've got fishing, you've got mountain biking, you've got all of these different sports and lifestyle and wine and restaurants, which again, it gives you a beautiful lifestyle to spend time with your family and your friends.
That's really nice.
Yes.
And last question.
Sure.
Could you please share your vision when you start this project from 2016? It's 7 years now, and it may took about 10 to 15 years to finish all of this big land. What are your vision and the team to develop this beautiful project?
I think our vision was not to ruin this,
Yes.
right? This is why people come. They don't come because of buildings, right? We will design beautiful buildings as we have for 30 years. What we wanted to make sure is that people can enjoy all of this, right? The environment is why people come here. But what we have done is we've chosen 4 or 5 of the best architects in the world who we have developed incredible properties with to come and develop these small, unique little places of interest. So we have a village, we have polo equestrian, we have golf, we have fishing and hiking and biking. And all of that allows us to put small residential enclaves in between that. So for us, our goal from day one between Jonathan, Adrian, and myself, don't mess this up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And
Keep it natural.
and fortunately
Yeah.
with Randy was able to show us where not to mess it up. So we found those small development pockets, but we want, of the 22,104 acres, we're developing less than 10% of that, right? So there's 90% of this property will never be touched. And that's really important, because not only does it mean there's not going to be future homes, because we don't want to decrease the value, there's only going to be a certain amount of homes that can enjoy this, a certain amount of families that can enjoy this. And as long as we maintain that standard, which the California government's holding us to anyway, so we don't have the ability to go and change the approval later on. But this is what our vision is. It's not actually
Wow.
architecture.
And when it's all finished, you should be able to stand here and you see beautiful pockets of buildings, houses and that, but the essence of this gorgeous property still remains. And that's
Yes.
really what it's all about.
I think that's the most difficult part of
It is.
all the developing,
Yes.
to keep this beautiful as it is,
Yes.
and to make it kind of lively like a city and community who
Yes.
that kind of super rich people can come here to enjoy
That's
and,
right.
and have very good experience.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
That's our goal.
And then last question I would like to ask Mr. Camia. GGG, where Mr. Camia is vice president, is a really successful regional center raising EB5 for over 12 years. So Camia, could you please share a little bit with our clients today that what you like this project the most, and why did you choose to work with this project to have this successful for EB5 investors?
Sure, it's very simple for us actually. We've been doing EB5 for over 13 years. We've raised capital for over 15 projects, over $700 million of EB5 capital. And the icons that we're working with Jonathan, with Adrian Zecha, with Chris, with Randy and their whole team, they're second to none in terms of development of hotels around the world. They've been involved with over $3 billion of developments in over 35 resorts. So for us, the quality of the sponsor has to be the number one most important thing. To couple that, they were able to give our investors a senior secured loan on this EB5 project, which makes it not only the safest, but also the most attractive when you couple it with a rural EB5 project, which is going to get priority processing. So we couldn't be any more excited to be partnered with Mahaman Group and with all of the icon developers that we're doing this project with.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys, and we would love to welcome our EB5 investor come to visit the site, make a decision to invest in this beautiful and one of the most successful and safest project EB5 in the world. And we would love to welcome you to be the part of this beautiful project. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
We're
Come.
excited.
Yeah,
We look forward to welcoming you here.
yeah, good.
Yes.
Yes, we will make a very nice video after this film. We'd love to share it. Yeah, so before we go to another part, could you please send in here and
Yeah.
take a photo of this beautiful place?
Okay.